Welcome everyone. My name is Nikos, aka Sephir, and this is Out of the Box, EDH. Finishing our upgrade guides for the secrets of Strixhaven Precon lists, today we'll talk about Witherbloom Pestilence. As was the case in our previous videos, we'll present both its two possible commanders, what the deck aims for, and upgrade recommendations. So, the main commander of the deck is Dina, Essence Brewer, 3 CMC, Golgari Colors, 2/3 Dryad Druid. Whenever you sacrifice a creature, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. With 2 mana and tap, and sacrifice another creature, you gain X life and put X +1/+1 counters on target creature you control, where X is a sacrificed creature's power. There are actually a couple of different ways to go with here. First of all, you can go with having big powered creatures that either come at a really low CMC, like Phyrexian Dreadnought or Handed Horror, or big powered creatures that can get recurred from the graveyard, like Phyto Titan or Sproutback Trudge, and use Dina's second ability, alongside cards that can abuse life gain or a big bunch of +1/+1 counters. The other way is to ignore her second ability completely and focus on her first one, and use her just as a minor aristocrat's payoff. In this case, our choice of creatures will be very different, since we won't care about life gain or counters, just having a big number of either token producers or self-recurring small CMC creatures, and of course a bunch of free sack outlets. Strangely enough, the current vanilla list is directed more towards the second version, since it has an abundance of token producers and self-recurring small CMC creatures, but none of the big powered creatures we described earlier. The list also runs a number of life gain payoffs that, as it is, they are quite mediocre. But let's move to the secondary commander of the deck. Gorma the Gullet. Again 3 CMC Golgari Colors, 1/1 Pest Frog, lifelink. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Gorma, so it will grow pretty fast. Non-token creatures you control enter with an additional +1/+1 counter on them for each creature that died under your control this turn. Okay, it is not a card advantage engine like Dina, but it is a payoff. It screams combo. Any creature with Persist and a free sack outlet resolves in an infinite big pest. And until it gets there, it can easily work as the head of an aristocrat's deck. Yes, an aristocrat's deck with combo finishers. It can be either fast or play the long game, and Gorma can easily go big the normal way too and trigger any life gain payoffs whenever it deals combat damage. Quite honestly, I see Gorma as the far superior commander of the two in terms of power and in terms of how many things we need to change in the deck in general. Fun is subjective, but I feel Dina can be more fun if built accordingly, but then we won't be talking just about an upgrade guide, but an almost entirely new deck. Thus, we'll choose the Pest Frog as the head of our list. So, let's move to the actual upgrade recommendations. As described earlier, persist creatures are necessary for our frog to reach its combo potential. Thus, we will add Putrid Goblin, Lesser Masticore, Rendglot Troll, and Windgrattle Scarecrow. Just these are enough, since we will also add more tutors and we also do not need them to be the primal focus of the deck. The deck already runs a good amount of free sack outlets, but we'll run some more premium one, like the two altars, Phyrexian and Asnots. And, of course, Yawgmoth, who is not free because of the life loss, but in practice it almost is. Finally, Greater Good is excellent for both digging deeper or just sacrificing our own commander to it for a mass draw boost. We described this deck as an aristocrat's deck at heart, so we'll need even more payoffs. We'll add Bastion of Remembrance and Sephiroth for extra pinging, Super Shredder to add another buffed friend next to our Gorma, and of course, Skullclamp. Finally, we will add Bitter Ordeal as a payoff for either of any aristocrats or sacrifice plays, and possible infinite finisher. While our final list has a really low CMC, the deck does need some extra ramp. We'll just complete the cycle of the Sacred Six of the 2 CMC green ramp, with Farsight, Rampant Growth, 3 Visits, Nature's Lore, and Shared Roots. We will have a number of extra pieces to protect our board. Lightning Greaves is a card I do not usually add in my lists, but this one is an exception, and Gorma will need all the protection it can get. We will also run the classics Heroic Intervention and Amigo Safekeeping. Other cards worth to be mentioned are a couple of tutors like Diabolic Intent and Insatiable Avarice, as well as Tombstone Stairwell, an excellent creature token and death triggers producer that Gorma and our other payoffs will love, since Stairwell creates 1-turn creature tokens for all players in every player's turn. As for lands, we will add the appropriate Shockland, Fetchland, Surveyland, and Bondland. We will also have Prismatic Vista, Plaza of Heroes for extra protection, Nurturing Pitland, Yavimaya, and Urborg. Now, let's move to the cards. We will remove most cards that are based around foods like Gilded Goose and Guillaume. Bogbeast is a bad payoff for Gorma since it buffs creatures for combat and Gorma gains its life only after it deals damage. Final Act and Casualties of War are highly overcosted spells. Awakening Zone is not that bad, but we have better options. Springbloom Druid is bad, and we added better options too. We don't want 2 mana hungry engines like Teacher's Pest, Feral Appetite, Trudge Garden, or even the original Dina. We only care about attacking with a single creature, and connecting to a player is not even a priority, so Frostfang, a great card otherwise, is not suited for this list. As is not Creekwood Lich as well. Gorma can put a big number of counters of creatures we cast, but this is not our primary focus, and thus Ribtrash Roaster and Mycoloth are also cut. Merchant of Venom is a child of Super Shredder and a Fleshback Marauder, but I am not willing to pay 4 mana for such an effect. And finally, I love Witch of the Moors, but I feel it paints too much of a target on her. From lands, we will cut the vast majority of lands that enter tapped, like Festering Thicket, Haunted Mire, Path of Ancestry, Temple of Malady, Terramorphic Expanse, Titan's Grave, and Witherbloom Campus. Study Hall, once more, makes 0 sense in the list, and Grim Backwood's ability is severely overpriced. And that's it. That's my upgrade guide for the Witherbloom Pestilence Precon. I will put the decklist in the video description below. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, consider joining my Discord for free, where all my personal and public lists are uploaded. See you around! Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.